Welcome to Business. And the Ministry of Aviation has set up an independent accident investigation unit under the new Civil Aviation Amendments Bill to improve safety within the airline industry. The amended bill, which was passed last week, could improve Ghana's rating. Joseph Kofiada is the Minister for Aviation.
In the past, we had no dedicated outfit to deal with accidents investigation. The recommendations we made for the Attorney General to reflect in the bill was for us to set up an independent outfit under the direction of the Minister for us to be able to undertake accidents investigations independently of the Civil Aviation Authority, the airport company, or any airline or any other operator for that matter. That amendment also made provision for some funding to be set aside to enable the head of the unit and their personnel to be able to undertake their work effectively. That amounts to 1.5% the APSC, which is being collected by Ghana Airports Company. The other 7.5% of the APSC will also go to the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority for them to improve on air navigation services. These are measures that go to tell the whole world that the Ghana aviation industry has been doing a good job in monitoring their own operations and looking for ways and means to improve the situation.
We stay with that story because renowned aircraft pilot Captain Mike Foley says the impact of Ethiopian Airlines B737 MAX 8 crash will be disastrous for the airline. He has been helping us understand what may have been the fault with the jet.
There will be some reputational damage to Ethiopian Airways, which they will have to try very hard to rebuild. But I think that to be insignificant. I think so. Because seriously, Ethiopian Airways flies other types of aircraft. So as a pilot, I would not like to fly the MAX 8 until they have corrected this fault. And aircraft stalling simply happens this way. Aircraft, which are heavier than air machines, are kept in the air only by the air. They are kept airborne only by the air that we cannot see. That's what keeps aircraft. But in order to stay in order to get off the ground and to stay in the air until it lands, it must be flying at a certain speed. If the aircraft flies below that speed, the air cannot support it anymore, and it will stall, it will fall, and that is called the stalling.
Away from that, Vodafone Ghana has announced the 19th of March as the rollout date for its 4G network services. According to the company, an earlier date in April has been moved forward due to its commitments to deliver excellent services for Ghanaians. Outgoing Chief Executive of Vodafone, Yolanda Kuba, disclosed that the company has invested about 200 cell sites to deliver the service.
Vodafone Ghana acquired a 4G spectrum this year to roll out an improved service across the country. This makes it the second company to acquire the service since it was introduced by the National Communication Authority. The company has rescinded its earlier decision to roll out the service in April due to an advanced investment and commitment to get its customers on 4G before the second quarter of the year. Outgoing Chief Executive Yolanda Kuba has been explaining at a press briefing.
Of our license, we mentioned that we will be rolling out 4G towards the later part of Q2, which is around June. However, I've had a team that has been working marvelously and actually have worked and bent over backwards to make sure that we can launch 4G not in the second quarter, even in the later part of the second quarter, but actually next week. So on the 19th of March, Vodafone Ghana will be launching commercially our 4G services to the public. Today, we've got more than 200 sites live. So I'm actually on 4G. I'm so happy. But the rest of you will have to wait until the 19th of March.
And that's it for business. Coming up in sports, former Black Stars midfielder Sam Johnson says Coach Kwesi Appiah has called the right players for his philosophy ahead of the clash with Kenya. Baba brings you the rest.